So yeah, I think the best course of action is just to ignore all these, savage manipulators, all these rage baiters, all these criminals, boycott, these kinds of businesses and media outlets and, you know, stuff like that. Just basically ignoring that stuff, prosecuting it when you can. They profit off of like rage bait and stuff like that. So when you encounter, Democrats, just criminals in general, prosecute it if you can. Otherwise, just ignore it. Don't give them attention. Don't start arguing with them. Just focus on exposing their crime, getting them prosecuted. All right. Find out where people like this work and stuff, notify the companies, do things that are actually effective in dealing with the crime. But yeah, if you follow any kind of rage baiting criminals, just criminals in general, just unfollow them, okay? You don't have to keep up with them and, try to argue with them and stuff like that. Just to, unfollow these media outlets that just spew just nonsense. Stick to the level-headed people, okay? Boycott evil business, evil entertainment, all that stuff, the comedy, all that stuff. Just boycott, ignore it, don't give it your attention. They're trying to profit off of your attention. They're trying to profit off of your rage. Okay, they're trying to profit off of you. They're trying to intimidate you. They ask for demands from you. Okay, they're trying to get your resources. Just ignore it, boycott it, prosecute it if you can. Notify law enforcement. Provide evidence. But yeah, just ignore these psychopaths. Focus on communication with wise people. Have productive conversations. Don't just argue with someone that's stubborn and savage and all that. There is a time for discussion. There is a time for education. Okay, but you have to be wise about it. Okay, you do have to ignore these people. Okay, you can't allow them to profit off of attention. You can't allow them to intimidate and make demands and stuff like that. So, just unfollow these people, ignore these people, these businesses and stuff. Develop a following of like-minded people. Discuss with the like-minded people how to deal with the criminals. Okay, don't go trying to convince the criminals to be good or, paying the ransoms that they're demanding and stuff, trying to convince them. Okay, whatever. Don't adhere to any of their demands. Certainly don't join them. And, just focus on communication with like-minded people. Do your business with legitimate businesses, okay, not with criminal enterprises. Focus on, wise media outlets and stuff like that. Stay away from nonsense. Stay away from entertainment. Stay away from comedy. Okay? And just live a serious, productive life with people that actually love you. And, these evil people are capable of being evil. You can't cure it. There are steps that you can take to try to encourage them to do the right thing. But you're going to have to ignore them and just get them punished if you can. Just stick to productivity, stick to communication and business and relationships with wise, loving people, serious people. So disassociate from all those savages, all those rage baiters and stuff like that, okay? Try to prosecute them, otherwise just try to ignore them. Okay, you have to handle these kinds of things wisely. All right, the less attention they get, as long as they're in a position to where they're not doing harm, okay, just keep them from getting attention. All right, just let them be dealt with the law, or just let them stay over there, not getting attention. And focus on having relationships and dealing with wise, loving people. Okay, that's what punishments are for. Punishments are the only attention that these criminals need to get. Okay, that is the rehabilitation. Okay, that is the education process. That is the argument. Okay, it's legal punishment. So just ignore these people, punish them when you can, have relationships with wise people. That's it. These savages, these criminals, they have to humble themselves and they have to reach out for wisdom. Okay? Like, they have to actually stop being a savage psychopath and make the decision to be fair and actually try to understand what that entails. Okay, what are all the laws that go into fairness? What more needs to be done? Like, all that stuff. They have to be willing to do all that. And, you just have to punish these people, ignore them, don't let them profit off of their demands and rage bait and all that stuff. Okay, don't let them manipulate you into getting in trouble and stuff. Just focus on communication with good, wise people. Okay, make that the basis of the people that you follow in the media, and the basis of the community that you engage with and all that stuff. Don't let these criminals profit off of your attention. Obviously, you have to try to ignore bad people. Okay, you can't just be giving them attention, all right? You have to move on with your life, be productive, keep them over there being ignored, make sure they're not a danger. It's very obvious and plain that they are criminal psychopaths, okay? And take those people down in order of the level of threat that they are. So, you need to take down these politicians, okay? You need to take down these wealthy criminals and stuff. Like, don't just be arguing or trying to prosecute some non-influential criminal, okay? You need to be focusing on the threats, okay? Make sure you're ignoring all these things that aren't productive. All right, stay away from, following these people and giving them any kind of profit. Okay, don't give them views, don't give them follows, don't give them money, don't do business with them. Okay, don't adhere to their demands, don't pay any ransoms to them. None of that. All right, no profits for them. Okay, nothing but prosecutions for them. Okay? So that's basically it. I'm just telling you to stop giving so much attention to these criminals, okay? They talk to each other about trying to attain it, trying to profit off of it. All right, just focus on the good people, okay? Basically, one way to put it is don't give attention to all these prostitutes, okay? Focus on the good people. All right, I know they're trying to be all threatening and menacing and get your attention and try to have you convince them and argue with them. They're acting like they're able to be argued with or convinced in some way. Just ignore them, prosecute them when you can. Deal with them whatever threat level, in order of their threat level.